And TV47 at 1 begins right away. Apologies for stepping in late, but indeed ready to update you on what is in the world of news. My name is Linda Alela. Now, President William Ruto has directed security agencies to crack down on criminal gangs exploiting demonstrations, insisting peaceful protest must not be used as a cover for violence and looting and destruction of property. Speaking at State House while receiving the report developing a new vision for Kenya that is towards a first world nation, the president reaffirmed that the right to demonstrate is protected by the Constitution, but said criminal acts committed during protests would not be tolerated. Ruto said Kenya must uphold the rule of law, arguing there can be no justification for violence, theft or vandalism in the name of demonstrations. He also questioned the handling of some suspects arrested during violent protests, expressing concern that lenient bond terms allow repeat offenders to return to political activities.
Beautiful city. 3 years ago. Today it is rubble. And the world is moving on. The rest of the world is moving on. They have destroyed their country, but the rest of the world is moving on. People are trying to help, we're trying to do whatever we can do. So, we must secure our country. I have been following the debate, you know. We had the demonstrations, democratic, constitutional, legal. But we also have criminals and thugs and characters who destroy people's property, steal from people, burn down buildings. And you know, we are unable to make a decision. You know, you find people who've come to town, they've destroyed, burned down shops, destroyed people's property. And, you know, the conversation is, please, you know, these are our children. You know, these are our children, so we must listen to them, which is okay. You know, yes, must listen to them. We continue. Some people arrested, you know, with criminality, taken to court. They're given a bond of 200 shillings. They live there, you know, because they're our children. Then they go on. They now go to political rallies. And then we have goons. And then I don't know whether we want to say again, these are our children. The goons. So, you know, we really need to have a candid conversation about criminality, the rule of law, security of our nation. It cannot be the case. There cannot be any defense for criminality. There cannot be any defense for breaking the law. I am very happy that the last time there was an attempt for criminality in town and we stopped it. You know, many Kenyans agreed that no, it's now time for us to say no to people who want to ban our property. And that is going to be the future. I am very, it's now clear that everybody, every sector of our society, the business leaders, religious leaders, political leaders, have all agreed that having lawlessness, goons and all these other characters, criminals, should be stopped. Now that we have a consensus, our security agencies must do their job.
And the trial over the death of Albert Ojwang while in police custody has entered its second day at the Kibera High Court, with prosecutors presenting more witness testimony and CCTV footage they say could help reconstruct the events leading to his death. We now cross over to the court proceedings.
Submissions and does it all, but the cleaning of the proceedings we type. I will just or when I'm writing my judgment or ruling, because right now to tell me to go through, I can't even read my handwriting right now.
You just probably wanted annotation
where will I write? Where will can I put that on record now? Okay, that's much better. But the court assistant is going to go through it right now. Please just go through where there is AA. Start with the PW2. Go through the evidence of done and just write AAA. I don't need to note that. She will do it.
That's fine.
She'll just add 1A. Proceed, Mr. Kishingo. It is triple. My proceedings today have been triple. So clean PW2. Yeah. Proceed, counsel. And you have only 5 minutes, please. Yeah. Where you were? She was saying that now when she was with Inspector Nganga and the OCS, and they are going through the footage, the one that was running very fast. Then she asked the OCS, and who are these unidentified persons? And then he said, the OCS told her, but that is PC Mukwana. And this is at 22:42:30. When the court asked her, you've worked with Mukwana, you mean you cannot recognize Mukwana? That's where we stopped. And she's not supposed to answer that question. Yeah, proceed.
Thank you. Madam Tripoli, we will just continue from just that point. You served with Simukwana at Central Police Station for how many years?
All right, we continue following on that or those proceedings to certainly give you more updates later on. And away from it, Coast Regional Police Commander, that is Ali Nunu, has dismissed former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagwa's travel advisory to tourists, insisting the coast remains secure and warning against statements that could undermine confidence in the region. Speaking in Mombasa, Nunu said security agencies remain fully in control and continue to protect residents, visitors and businesses across the coast. He urged political leaders to avoid politicizing security matters, saying public statements on safety could be factual and responsible to safeguard the country's tourism sector as well as national image. Nunu maintained that law enforcement agencies would then continue dealing firmly with criminal activity while ensuring the region remains safe for both local and international visitors.
But also we will not allow an individual politician or leader to cause anarchy and a state of lawlessness. Hatuwezi kubali bia wadanganya the international community at the coast is not safe. Our livelihood is the blue economy, tourism. Tourist advisory or leaders, surely. Where are you taking us? Where are you taking our country, please? Coast is safe and secure. That's what I can say, as your regional commander.
Kenyans recently repatriated from South Africa are appealing for government support to help them rebuild their lives, saying many returned home with little more than hope after years in exile. Now, the returnees staged a peaceful march to the State Department for Diaspora Affairs. Now, many calling for assistance to reintegrate into society. Among their key demands are start-up capital to establish businesses, support in acquiring birth certificates for their children, and national identity cards, as well as the lifting of travel restrictions to allow them to reconnect with family members left behind in South Africa.
Repatriated citizens, to thank our government for making the repatriation process a success and making sure we are home safe. And we are here asking for a handshake with the Council Committee of the Senate that, as Honorable Gerard Gay stated and asked for a statement on regard of the how about of the people who came back So we want a handshake with the government that they will help us integrate as soon as possible, because we have very urgent issues to be addressed. And we've already addressed our diaspora offices, and we are waiting for a meeting with the PS. So we are looking forward to know how are we going to go about with any funding from the government that will help us do what we are supposed to do, because we have very many agendas, but the key agenda is on funding to help us get back on our feet. We are not here, our government, we are actually thanking our government for the good work. All these other countries, they've all received their funding, their startup funding. So we are asking the IOM, the UNHCR, and any other bodies that would want to aid us, or whatever party that would help us get to the right authority. That is what we are asking for, that they will get in touch to us, in touch with us. That is it.
All right, we give you updates of that later on. And at this point, allow us to take a quick short break. We still have more lined up for you, so don't you go anywhere.
But not for a lack of trying. So for the last time and the first time, welcome to Connect In, the best experience in Eastern Central Africa and its environs.
These are very serious.
Welcome back. You're watching TV47 at 1. And police have recovered suspected ethanol, ammunition and tax-related material, that is during a raid on a mansion in Kiamunyi Estate, Rongai Sub-County, Nakuru County, arresting one suspect as investigations into the operation continue. Now, Rongai Sub-County Police Commander, that is Daniel Birech, said that officers acted on intelligence that the property operated under tight security and was largely inaccessible to neighbors. During the raid, police recovered more than 990 liters of suspected ethanol, 29 rounds of 9mm ammunition, and Kenya Revenue Authority exercise stickers and other items believed to be linked to illegal alcohol operations. The main suspect, Geoffrey Mureithi, was arrested and remains in custody as the detectives investigate the source of the recovered items and whether the operation is connected to a wider criminal network.
We recovered 30 liters packed in 33-liter packed in black, suspected to be ethanol, which comes to 990 liters. We have also stickers of the following brands. One is a Best Gin sticker, photo stickers, magic stickers. Also we have a roll of KRA sticker and a magazine of a mine Seska pistol with 29 rounds of 9mm ammunition. Body hammer that is bulletproof. One suspect by the name Geoffrey Mureithi Kerinya, the owner of the house, and we highly suspect is the owner of these assorted items that we have netted.
A political dispute is unfolding in Bungoma County after leaders allied to the Linda Mwananchi movement accused Sirisia Member of Parliament John Waluke and other Kenya Kwanza leaders of attempting to frustrate planned opposition rallies, deepening the contest for political influence in Western Kenya that is ahead of the 2027 general election. And now speaking in Bungoma town, leaders led by former Bungoma Deputy Governor Professor Charles Ngome claimed there were attempts to block the movement's planned public meetings while insisting that they had a constitutional right to assemble and engage residents. The leaders accused their political rivals of trying to restrict the opposition's activities in the region, even as campaigns for political influence gather pace ahead of the next general election. The youth leader, Mika Wabwile, urged young people across Western Kenya to rally behind Nairobi Senator Edwin Sifuna, describing him as a leader capable of addressing unemployment, the high cost of living, as well as other challenges that are affecting the young people.
Matamshi ambayo Meja John Waluke, MP wa Sirisia, angea Jumamosi kwa matanga. Sisi tuko hapa kusimama kutetea kijana yetu Mheshimiwa Gavana wa Trans Nzoia Bwana George Natembeya. Nataka tuambie Mheshimiwa John Waluke kwamba wewe kukaa chini na kuzungumzia viongozi wengine kwamba ni wajinga, hiyo ni mambo ambayo sisi kama vijana hatuwezi kubali. Sirisia is a place for all Kenyans to be there. We want to tell you we shall be coming to Sirisia to do a Linda Mwananchi meeting.
Wetaka tuambia akiwa namba 3, Ruto akiwa rais, watoto wetu hatakuwa wanakimbia mbio. Kama ni kwenda Kiganjo, lori itakuwa inatembea Western. Watuambie hiyo lori imetembea wapi. Hayo ndio majibu tunataka. Sio wetaka kwenda kukuambia Ruto ati kuna gorofa inajengwa, building inajengwa ya gorofa 24. Atukisimama hapo unaona Tororo, ukipinduka unaona Sugoi na Kisumu. Ukiwa una njaa, ukisimama hapo unashiba. Ikiwa mtoto amefukuzwa karo, ukisimama hapo unapata karo.
Hakuna. People don't just go to the parliament to add to their years or to grow old. For the 40 years you have been in parliament, wewe inaonekana unafikiria wewe ulienda huko kugrow ama kuzeeka. We are not interested in your age. Sisi, we are interested in service. We are interested in leadership. We are interested in integrity.
Tunakaribisha Sifuna tarehe 26. Wale ambao mmejipanga kukuja kuvuruga mkutano wetu, tafadhali pia nyinyi mkwe mmejipanga vizuri kwa sababu pia sisi tumejipanga.
All right, the Kenya Forest Service has commissioned a 75 million Kenya shillings Green Zone Resource Center, saying the facility will strengthen efforts to restore forests and support the country's target of planting 15 billion trees by 2032. The center, whose construction began in 2020, was officially opened by Chief Conservator of Forests Alex Lemar Koko, and KFS said the facility will serve as a key hub for tree growing, environmental conservation and community engagement as the country scales up the reforestation efforts. The service also said it has recruited more than about 3,000 forest rangers over the past 3 years, with another 300 joining this year to boost conservation and forest protection across the country.
And why and how important is it for them, and how can they contribute and how can they gain out of it? As a matter of fact, this agenda for tree growing and 15 billion has enhanced employment. We employ personnel in our tree nurseries. We have also employed a number of our foresters to help us in extension duties. And you can also imagine that a lot of other communities and women groups are able to raise their tree seedlings in their tree nurseries, which we also procure from them so that they take something home. But because it's not possible for me to be through with to say everything, today is an important day for us, and is a day for our presiding bishop. Rights that are conferred to them by the law, Forest Act, and the Constitution, they will access them through those gates and openings. All you need to do is that we must control and ensure that our forests are secure. We are also establishing an airstrip in Menti. That airstrip is important for us, for surveillance, for firefighting, for aerial seed dispersal. It is for purposes of enhancing our roles as Kenya Forest Service, our responsibility as Kenya Forest Service. And we are not going to stop that project because it is meant to secure Mount Kenya ecosystem. And that's a KFS project, and we are going to do it. When you are doing the right thing, we will not say sorry. But when there are wrong things that have been done, and you're able to see them, we will correct, and we work together, and we shall accept to be corrected. But when you're doing the right things, kindly support us.
A new fish feed manufacturing plant is set to be established at Kenya's Green Energy Park in Naivasha, in a move expected to increase local production as well as reduce feed costs for fish farmers. The plant, to be developed by Maxim Agri and Samak Grow, will rely on geothermal power supplied at the industrial park and is expected to produce up to 8 metric tons of fish. That is feed per hour once operational. The development marks the 5th investment at the Green Energy Park as Kenyan seeks to attract industries that utilize renewable energy. Now, Kenyan also unveiled an online investor portal saying the platform is intended to simplify investment applications and improve access to the industrial park.
We'll have a contact page, and of course, the day we are doing
have a strategic plan that we are implementing currently. We started this journey 2024, and we are going to go all the way to 2034. And originally we had intended to do an addition of only 1,500 megawatts. But when we looked around and we saw the interest that these are generated, and the country in a whole requires more power. So we have revised our numbers, and we are increasing that from 1,500 megawatts to 5,500 megawatts.
Our targets are we're going to be fueling 2 major fish farms in Kenya, 3 fish farms in Tanzania, so it's quite big. We are already operational, we are expanding, so this is our phase 2. So we're going to be expanding soon. And actually the work, I just met some engineers, the work has started already. So that shows how serious Kenyan is about this project. It's not just signing, we actually have started the work.
All right, Legacy Football Academy's history-making under-14 team returned home to a hero's welcome after conquering the Gothia Cup in Sweden, becoming the first East African side to win the prestigious Boys Under-14 playoff title. Now, the young champions were received by jubilant family members, academy officials and football fans at Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, capping off a remarkable campaign that saw them win all 9 matches, score 33 goals and lift one of the biggest prizes in youth football.
Bado mimi washamalizia.
Gasi mimi ni offensive na tumekuwa na trip poa, even tumeenda huko na game pia hazikuwa rahisi, lakini tumejaribu tukaweza kushinda tona. Tumepiga mabao huko, tumezungusha huko wazungu mpaka nikapewa most valuable player. Nashukuru sana Legacy kwa venye wanatubuild.
This time imekuwa a successful trip. Tulimanage kwenda na 5 teams. Now out of the 5 teams, under 14 which is the one that I'm leading, iliweza kushinda the whole tournament. We scored 33 goals and conceded only 3. Na tukaweza bado kutoa MVP of the tournament Christian Amani. So na feel this time venye tulikuwa optimistic sana, iliingia kwa wachezaji na wakaweza believe they can do it, because last year they lost in the semi-finals. So this year was all about redemption. Na ni furaha sana kwangu kuona vile vijana wamejituma na tukaweza kutoka na trophy.
All right, the FIFA World Cup 2026 Cup winning heroes.
Can kill business. Na leo mko rada yangu.
Small money, kapesa kadogo, big behavior.
I only have big notes.
Alikuwa anatafuta cabbage.
Yaani nafaje kutengeneza kachumbari na manyanya zinakaa hivi? Ona kiki ni kama kiwaru.
Hiyo ni tonga commitment to the lie. Amejicommit.
Ndio hiyo. Mpatie.
Unajua kama una mtu kitu hata tu salamu ya kawaida inakaa kama reminder.
Habari yako?
Sintalipa kesho.
Kesho gani when?
Si kesho ya kesho ya tomorrow.
Hiyo tena. Mzee ni budi nikamchoka. Ni budi ni madeni.
Tuesdays at 8:30 p.m. You have to be very careful. Fake money can kill business.
Na leo mkorada yangu. Small money, kapesa kadogo, big behavior.
Only have